What's going on YouTube? Kevin here with a video review for DJRig, an application available for your iPod, iPhone, and iPad that allows you to use your iDevice as a mobile audio mixer. Before I begin this review, I'd like to thank Star Ackerman and the whole crew out there at IK Multimedia for letting me review this app free of charge. Go ahead and check out their website, guys. Link will be down below in the description as always. So when you first fire up the app, if you're someone like me who's never actually used the mixer before, it will look a little bit intimidating, but you can be glad that up here we have a quick start guide built right into the app. So if you're someone like me again who's never actually used the mixer, you will be able to go through this quick start guide, run through it, and read it all in detail, and you will be able to understand how to use this app. IK Multimedia has done a very good job in the past and also with this product in terms of their quick start guides, their tutorials, all their little pamphlets that let you know how to use their products, which is very good in my opinion, and they have obviously mastered that. So you will notice that the deck here is very symmetrical. You have every single control you need on this side, it's the same as it is on this side, and actually because it is very much the same, I'm going to tilt my iPhone in the porch direction, which will reveal a view that allows you to deal with only one deck at a time. And this way, I actually really like this view mainly because it shows a lot more, a lot quicker. You can access a lot of the features easier in my opinion, and it just looks a lot nicer. So you will notice, we'll just start from the top here. There's a load button. This is how you load the songs onto the deck and how you get them to actually play. Nothing too special there, so we're going to close out of that. Here on the left you have A and B. This indicates which deck you're using, deck A or deck B. Each one has its own different settings and whatnot. You have an audio waveform here to tell you like how far you are through the song in different wave patterns, so you know when the loud parts are, when the quiet parts are. And here, these 6 buttons are the pretty important ones. These are the ones that help you do pretty much everything in terms of the mixing, minus the crossfader, but we'll get to that in a minute. You have EQ here, which is pretty standard EQ. Instead of a physical knob, though, you just press and then you pull down to reduce that particular part of the EQ and then bring it back up. So I just pulled the lows down, pulled them back up. There's a small X next to each one of these, so you can close them out. Info is next. Pretty simple. It just shows the title of the song, the duration, the album, and so on and so forth. The pads, this part is pretty much just a bunch of different sound effects that you can kind of throw into your song. Personally, my favorite is trance in or trance out. I don't know, but that's just something you can kind of throw into the middle of your mix in case you think that sounds appropriate at that time or what have you. So that's just a sample of many, parts of the pad that they have. Effects. You have 6 standard effects. You have low pass, band pass, high pass, delay, stutter, and phaser, excuse me. And these really only work when there's actually sound playing, so I'm going to have to play a song for you guys, although I'm not really going to try and mix it all too much. But maybe you will hear some things and how they work. So we're going to play this song, and I'm just going to demo one of these. Phaser seems to be one of the more obvious ones and the ones people can recognize, but you have your axes here that tell you what's on what axis, what this direction is, what this direction is, etc., etc. And then as you shift it around, you'll hear that the sound does fluctuate a bit. And you'll notice that it only is active when your finger is actually touched onto the pad and the little pad where your hand is red. If it's gray like that, the song's playing normally. So you get to change however you want. Stutter is a pretty easy one to hear. Alright, so that's how that works pretty much. You can experiment with that yourself. Loop, that seems pretty self-explanatory. And Q, if you're in the middle of a song, let's say you're at this point in the song, I don't know what this is. That's actually near the end. But if you're like right here, okay, and you really want to bookmark that spot kind of, you hit the Q1 button. And then you see there's a little red dot that appears there. That is so if you, let's say you want to mix, like let's say that's the point that you want to crossfade between this song on this deck and the song on the other deck. You can play it up to there, and then maybe if you want either A, come back to that, you can press, like if it's playing at a further part in the song, you press that, it'll go back to that spot. It's like a bookmark. Or if you just want to do that. Or if it's playing in the future and you want to rewind back to that spot and then maybe crossfade over to the other side, it's just a good place to keep, it's a placeholder essentially. It's a bookmark for that particular spot on the deck. Unfortunately, you have to buy the other cues. They're not available even in the full version. That's kind of disappointing, but they have to make a little bit more money somehow. And that pretty much wraps up that part. Down below here, you do have all your other controls. They are still very important, but they're not as important as these in terms of the audio mixing itself, with the exception of the crossfader. The crossfader, you see here, this is deck A, this is deck B. Obviously, if you push all the way to the left, if both decks are playing, you only hear deck A. And then same thing with deck B. In the middle, you hear half of both. Now, over here, you have beats per minute. This will always be here. As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure you can't change that. But if you're playing this song and you pull this down, the beats per minute will drop, obviously. And then you pull higher, you hear it changes a little bit. So you can do that and adjust that to your liking or whatever fits your personal mixing or whatever happens to be a situation. But that is there in case you need it. The sync button is a pretty interesting button, and this has to do strongly with the beats per minute. This is actually something new, something pretty awesome that I discovered and that they included into this app that makes mixing a little bit smoother. And the sync button, if you press this, it will sync the beats per minute with this song with the song on the other deck. So if the other song is say 100 beats per minute and this one's like 145, is that beats per minute, it will take this one down to 100 beats per minute so that when you crossfade between the two, it doesn't go from super fast to super slow or vice versa very quickly. It will sound a lot smoother, sound like the songs kind of blend together a little more. This record button here is, well, simply a record button. If you feel like, creating your own mix, you hit the record button, you do your thing, hit the end record button, and then you have your mix right there. This small button here is like the engine turn on, turn off. Like if the song's playing and then you tap on it, it will like release the little motor from the deck, and then it will slow down as if it were like a real deck spinning from the momentum of the motor. So that's pretty cool, and that is everything that really DJ Rig has to offer. I mean, there's a lot more stuff you can get with the expansion stuff that you can buy in the store. You have all these different things. You have all the pro bundles and everything. I can't load everything because I'm not actually using the internet right now. But there's a lot of different stuff on the store you can buy to enhance your mixing experience. If you're someone like me who you think you might be interested in doing this type of thing, if you have watched any live mixes of any types of music, it is pretty awesome to see people use this type of technology. And for $10, I believe this app is, it's pretty interesting for not having to actually buy your own DJing deck, which is, as you guys can imagine, very expensive. So $10 for a cheap digital but not yet skimping out on any features, that is pretty cool in my opinion. I think it's definitely worth it for anyone that's thinking about going to the audio mixing business, or you guys are thinking about making your own music, whatever. I think this is a pretty great tool to use. It's pretty cool at your disposal. It's in your pocket. It's not a huge actual deck, but you can carry it around with you. iKey Multimedia also has a free version of this app, so if you guys want to experiment without before buying the whole and committing yourself to the whole $10 purchase or whatever it may be, that is something I would strongly suggest you look through first, play around with that, and come back and maybe buy DJ Rig. So that is my review of DJ Rig. Again, I think it's a very powerful and very awesome application for your iOS device. You can do many different things that fit around with a lot of different music, and it is very addicting. So I warn you guys with caution, if you do buy it, you will be stuck with this for hours trying to mix your music, trying to make it sound good. And it's just a really fun experience, really great. Another product from iKey Multimedia that I can give a definite thumbs up to, 10 out of 10. Very awesome and very great. So nothing but good things to say about this. Even for me, someone who, again, has never mixed before in his life, if you take this app, play around with it for maybe a few hours, you will feel good. It'll feel awesome. It'll just be a really good experience. So again, I would strongly suggest anyone to try this out, at least try the free version out, and if you like it, commit to buying the full version of the app. A lot of great stuff to say about this, and I really do like this app. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been the video review for DJ Rig. Again, I want to thank Star Ackerman and the whole crew out there at iKey Multimedia for allowing me to review this app free of charge. Go ahead and check out their website, guys. Link will be down below in the video description as always. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video review.